Hello ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, and welcome to another excitingly mediocre Let's Play. I'm going to be doing this alongside Fear, I reckon, or possibly it might even just completely take over Fear. Who knows, and indeed, who cares? Wallace and Gromit. Who doesn't know who Wallace and Gromit are? If you don't know, then you might be completely in the dark about this, but basically, they're very popular here in the United Kingdom, and I think they're quite popular around the world. Wallace is an inventor who lives in Yorkshire, and hence he's quite northern, and so is everyone else in it, and that's delightful, and I absolutely adore it. Gromit is his dog who never speaks. They have a sheep called Sean, who has appeared in one of their TV shorts, and has his own series, which is pretty good. They're quite lovable. They come out every now and again. I think it's pretty much every year. It's kind of a Christmas staple, if I remember. The most recent thing they did was the bakery one. I swear. A Matter of Loaf and Death. Their bakery-based shenanigans, which was really good. They have a full-length film out, and they have a few shorts made for TV shorts, which are excellent, and I highly recommend them to anybody. So naturally I bought the entire Wallace and Gromit series when I found out it's games about Wallace and Gromit by Telltale, because they're pretty cool and so are Wallace and Gromit. So we'll give it a bash. We'll start a new game, because I have actually beaten this. This is Wallace, delightful motherfucker as he is. Important to note before we begin, and this kind of got to me a bit, but it turns out Peter Sallis is retired. The original voice of Wallace is retired. So, if Wallace's voice in this game sounds strange, you're not hearing things. It is a completely different voice actor. I'm not going to go through the tutorial. If you care that much, you should probably... well, you can download the demo on Xbox Live Arcade, and that pretty much just is the tutorial. And for some reason, the ending of this episode, which is kind of stupid, but I digress. We'll start the game. Plot! Or something. If I recall. There should be some plot. I was right.
Breakfast time, Gromit!
As I said, his voice is very different, so please do not be surprised. I'm shocked. I don't know. It sounds significantly lower. Anyway, let's start playing the game.
Another perfect landing. Your turn to make breakfast, Gromit. Eggs, I think. And toast with honey today. Step to it, lad. I'm famished.
You can probably see why they're quite lovable. They're just pretty sweet characters, I guess. They're harmless, they're innocent, and yeah, I love them. I adore Wallace and Gromit. They're one of my favourite things to come out of British television.
Honey piped directly from the source. Everyone in town will want their own honey tap when word gets out.
Thank you for that, Gromit. Gromit, Wallace. So, basically with the game collection...
I left a note on the fridge in case you forget. Eggs, toast and honey.
Very kind of you. There are 4 different games. I think they all slightly interlink, but they're entirely interchangeable and you can really play them in any order.
Well, what did the postman bring us then? Any orders? Hand it over, lad.
They're clearly sort of designed to be played in a certain way, but if you don't, it's not that big a deal.
Did you bring the mail, Gromit?
I certainly did. Also, we call it post, but, you know, whatever.
Oh, no. Final demand? Oh, no. There's payment due now. And a disconnection? Nothing but bills, Gromit. I can't look at these before I have my breakfast. If we don't find some steady customers soon, I don't know how we'll make ends meet. Oh, all right, then. I'll open one, but just the one? Seems your subscription to Marrow Growers Monthly is up for renewal. Don't suppose you'd consider cancelling? Thought not. Oh, better pay up then. Now, where did I put my pen? Ah, yes.
This is very, very Telltale, and not like post-Walking Dead Telltale. I'm talking pre-Walking Dead, if you guys can believe they made something before that.
Oh, hey! That dog is getting a little too independent, if you ask me.
Nevertheless, it's fairly enjoyable, I suppose, and it definitely makes sense for this to be linked with Wallace and Gromit.
The living room's out of bounds for now, Gromit. Had to use it for storage. Only temporary, mind. We'll need those crates once the orders start pouring in.
So Wallace. I do like how it does allow you to explore the house, which is quite good. But one thing that's a bit off-putting, just to me, and I'm sure that this will only be off-putting to me, I don't know if there's going to be plot, so I don't know if I have to shut up. No, I guess I'm okay. Is that in the game Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which I highly recommend because it's an absolutely fantastic game. Highly underrated, but very, very good.
How's that egg coming, Gromit?
You're allowed to explore some of the areas around West Wallaby Street, which is the name of the street they live on. That can't be hygienic. And it's good, but this is completely disconnected, which... Now you see, this is one of goddamn... There we go. This is one of the many little experiments and contraptions that exist in the world of Wallace and Gromit, which is great. I don't want to bash you. Just give it a tap. It'll break open. It'll tap open the egg, won't it? If you bash it, it'll go everywhere. That can't be a good thing, most likely. I'd only imagine. Where's the toaster at? Okie doke. Buns. Yeah, there's a big disconnect between this and previous existing Wallace and Gromit lore, and also there are no... Oh, hello. Oh, you prick. Also, you know what I said about unhygienic? There's a big disconnect, and there are no returning characters from the Wallace and Gromit universe except for Wallace and Gromit. They're all completely new. I don't really have a problem necessarily with new characters. It's just that I think in a world as rich and populated as the Wallace and Gromit universe, could you not have used some people that we know? They're cool, man. I love the characters in this series. Ha! Fuck you. Get that dank toast. Yeah, boy. Put the toast on the plate? No, just keep it. Just keep it in your pocket. Alright then. Let's make the egg then. Oh. I lied. Let's make the egg now. Yeah, just like that. That would be perfect. What was the other thing he wanted? Oh, he wants honey dunny. Honey dunny. How does the combination work with this? I don't recall. Amazingly, maybe I should have played the tutorial. Christ. Are you sure we don't put the toast on the... Well, no, obviously not. Or maybe we just give them the honey separately. Let's pick this up.
Hi, old Wallace. Bannier here. Sorry to leave a message, but it's about that incident in my shop. That blinking mechanical mouse of yours has put me in a right pickle. But it may be a Sniffer 3000 with advanced cheese tracking capabilities, but it chewed through all me fancy tail and me red lister too. Now, I know we've always been on good terms, but this morning I find myself not inconsiderably discombobulated, and I can't let it happen again, I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say that with the deepest regret, and following police advice, you and your blinking contraptions are barred from my establishment until further notice.
There's an example. There already exists a shopkeeper in the Wallace and Gromit universe. And guess what? He is also Indian. And guess what? He's way better. He has a massive role in the well, I say massive role. Probably the biggest part of what he does is in the Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit game. But I liked him. He was my favourite. One of my favourites, anyway. So I don't understand why they had to give this new guy. Just to me, it seems a bit strange. But what do I know?
Any news on the breakfast front, Gromit?
There is. I will use the honey with you. Apparently.
Honey? How sweet of you, Gromit. The eggs and toast.
If you'd give me a minute to select them from my inventory, there you go.
It's done to a turn. My compliments to the chef.
I'm sure the chef is flattered.
But I'm still one egg short of a breakfast.
Okie dokie then, let me give you your egg!
Cracking eggs, Chuck. Now that's what I call a breakfast feast. Wasn't so difficult, was it, lad? With a hearty plate of eggs and toast under me belt, I'm ready to take on the world. Gromit, I've a strange feeling this is the day our fortunes are going to change.
Morning, Wallace. May I have a word?
If it's about yesterday's little mishap,
Oh, no, you see...
I can assure you it was an accident, Mr. Pinnear, and I'll certainly pay for the damage to your grocery shop. I was just putting the Sniffer 3000 through its paces. It's still only a prototype, you know.
Oh, I realize that, Mr. Wallace.
And what better place to test out a cheese detector than in a shop with such an excellent selection of cheeses?
Happen. But you'll still have to pay for the damage, I'm afraid.
Yes, of course. I'll put it all right. Though funds are, how can I put this, a little tight at the moment. Only until our new business is up and running.
Aye, well, that's what I'm here to talk about. I understand you and Gromit are in the honey business now.
Fresh deliveries daily, from bee to you.
Ah, well, perhaps I can help you get on your feet. I'm having my annual sounding of the Crumpets Festival, and I'm clean out of honey. Can you deliver 50 gallons?
50 gallons?
By tonight?
Tonight?
It'll more than cancel your debt, and it'll be good advertising for you. What do you say?
I say... yes! We're in business, lad!
Yeah, Gromit's the sensible one.
Heads up, no time for slacking. From B to U has landed its first major order. 50 gallons of honey by tomorrow. I want this place to be a hive of activity. It's your chance to show the world what sort of workers you are. They're certainly buzzing with excitement. Or maybe they're hungry. Did you remember to feed them this morning, Gromit? Never mind, lad. I'll do it.
And now we're playing as Wallace, I guess. Yeah.
Flowers. The perfect meal for a hungry hive.
Yes.
The remote control for my Sniffer 3000. Too bad about the teething problems. Still, this might come in handy.
Yeah, Wallace is kind of silly, like a Billy. But, Gromit's the sensible one that normally has to save him, saving Wallace from his harebrained schemes. Bless his little cotton socks. They're just lovable characters. I don't know, they make me happy. I think they're cool. And just give him the flowers.
Bon appetit. Oh. Not exactly a flood, is it? Flowers, Gromit. That's the weak link in our production chain. We need more flowers.
Do what? I was gonna say that Gromit's kind of an author surrogate character.
Now where can I find a whole lot of flowers in a hurry?
But, he doesn't actually talk. Oh god, hang on, I see where this is going.
An important message from Rex Armstrong, bodybuilder extraordinaire. I'd better hang on to it if it's so important.
In case you haven't noticed, for a genius, Wallace is kind of ditzy. And dumb.
Beautiful morning, Mr. Wallace. I'm pleased to see you've emerged from your subterranean lair.
Also, canonically, she is not their next door neighbour, but we'll let it slide. If I can be further canonical with you regarding Wallace and Gromit lore, which, yeah, I know embarrassing amounts about. I forgot that reference was in there. That's a reference to one of the shorts, which you're going to need to research for yourself. I highly recommend watching all the shorts.
Been doing a spot of gardening, have you, Miss Flit?
Working my green fingers to the bone. But the hard work appears to be paying off.
Indeed it does.
Blooms everywhere. I call it my purple paradise.
It certainly looks delicious. I mean, I imagine it would look delicious if you were an insect.
You mean if I were a bee?
Well, now you mention it.
You want to feed my flowers to your bees?
That is, if you don't mind,
How many would you like?
as many as you can spare.
Oh, you can have all you want, Mr. Wallace.
Oh, much obliged, Miss Flit.
Here, you can jolly well grow your own.
Righto.
Well, she's gonna be like that about it, what a fucking bitch. And I feel like now is kind of a cool place to stop. So I will see you in the next excitingly mediocre part of Let's Play Wallace and Gromit. Grand Adventures, Fright of the Bumblebees. My lord, that's a long-ass title.